Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome. It's been kind of a long day. I am certainly glad to be here. I'm gonna give it just a second to see if anybody shows up, and then we will get started. Just checking things on my end here. Looking awesome. So, how are you all doing? What's the weather like where you are right now? It's been raining off and on today for us anyway, and I mean, it was a little bit last night too. Thankfully, tomorrow is supposed to be better. Saturday is good too, an excellent day for running, so it's gonna be a great time. So tonight we are talking about coming up with meal ideas and how to come up with 30 plus meal ideas in only 10 minutes. I did this myself and I am super excited to show you how I did it and to show you my process. So, first of all, I wanted to say hi and welcome to the people who are new here. My name is Jamie and I am a nutrition coach who does a lot of work on my blog and on YouTube. So my goal is to help women learn to meal plan healthy food and lose weight as well. I am, let's see, there we go. So, okay, leave me a comment and let me know what is the hardest part of meal planning for you. So a lot of people that I talk to, they say that the planning part of meal planning is the hardest. And how many of you agree? There are times when I sit in front of my computer and I look at the blank screen and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to make this week. I mean, I know I have the ideas in me. I know they're there somewhere, but when I sit down and think, it's like, I don't know, it's just a blank. So that is my goal today, is to help you come up with those meal ideas. But like, isn't it crazy though? We have Pinterest, we have all these cookbooks at our disposal, but we can never think of what to make. So turns out, we have the ability within us to come up with the ideas if we're put on the spot. Something that I realized both while, this and my work in general. If we're put on the spot with something, if we know we have a deadline, it's amazing what our brains can come up with. So let's see, Taryn is here. The hardest part for me is deciding what to make and remembering to thaw the protein ahead of time. Girl, that is me. When it comes to like ground meat or something, or some kind of meat in the freezer, I never get it out the night before because I can never remember. It's always like the morning of, and then I have to get it out of the fridge like 2 hours ahead of time to let it thaw. And then even then it's still not completely thawed. So I get it. Let's see. Jennifer, not always prepped. Sometimes feel overwhelmed when it's almost dinner time and nothing is ready enough to make the meal in time. Yes, that is me as well. And I've also learned that doing like a 1 hour, like spending an hour on a Sunday afternoon, just chopping a few vegetables here and there can make a world of difference. So, like I had just said, we have the ability to come up with these ideas if we are put on the spot. So, do you use a timer in your life for anything at all in your life? Like getting a chore done, getting work done. Somehow, using a timer gives you a sense of urgency and it allows you to focus on getting that one thing done before the timer goes off. Have you ever done that? Like you set a timer for 10 minutes and it's like, okay, I'm going to clean up as much as I can in 10 minutes. May not be a lot of time, but I can at least get something done, right? I use it in my planning time when I plan out my videos and stuff for the week and the month. When I get my work done, I set a timer for that too. And today I'm going to show you not only how to get 30 plus meals or how to get 30 meals, I'm going to tell you how I got 68 meal ideas using this method. If you look in the description, I've got a link to the PDF, and this PDF has the entire list of 68 meal ideas that I came up with. There's no recipes on them right now, but it's just the list that I came up with. So feel free to download that. It'll show you like all the categories and stuff. So I'll talk about that and show you here on the video as well. So there are, how many steps do we have? We have 5 steps. 5 steps and that's it. I'm not going to actually make you sit here and do all of them, or actually take the 10 minutes, but you'll have these here to use in the future. So let's see, Roberta is here too. Use timers when cooking mostly. Timers are great. I love timers. They're amazing. So what you're going to do is step number 1. You're going to take a piece of paper, all right? And you are going to put different columns on there. And so here are the ones that I came up with. They're all in the PDF as well, but the categories that I came up with, you can see them up here. I've got pasta, I have Asian, I have vegetarian, soups, sandwiches, chicken, and then on my other paper I have Mexican, and then beef, breakfast, and pizza. Now you may have other categories as well. This is only just a suggestion. So I came up with, like 10 categories or something like that. So that's your first task, is to come up with your categories. You put them on your piece of paper. Step number 2, you're going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and you're going to actually set a timer, okay? You're not going to have any distractions. You're going to put your head down and you are going to focus on this task, because when that timer is going down, you know that you have a certain amount of time. You need to just put it right down there and do it. Susan, I'm glad that you joined me. Hey. All right, step number 1 is make the columns. Step number 2 is to set the timer for 10 minutes. Step number 3 is the fun part, because this is what we're going to be doing within the 10 minutes. You're going to write down as many meal ideas as you can. This does not have to be perfect, all right? Just let the ideas flow and write them down, even if they're similar to another meal. So on mine, I wrote down spaghetti and meatballs. And then you could also write down, did I put chicken spaghetti? Maybe I didn't. But spaghetti and meatballs, and then spaghetti with chicken. I mean, they're basically the same, but it's a different meat. So write them both down, because technically they're 2 separate meals. And then if you look at my PDF, like I put down, I think under pizza, I wrote down bagel pizza, English muffin pizza, flatbread pizza. They're literally the exact same toppings, but on a different bread. I would consider those to be 3 separate meals, because some people might like bagels and some people may not like them but prefer English muffins. They are separate meals. And don't worry about like getting them in the right column, and don't worry about having to finish one column before you go to the next. I found myself skipping around. So I wrote down quite a few for pasta, and then, this chili spaghetti one reminded me, I need to put down chili over in the soup. So you write down chili over here, and then you go just back and forth for 10 minutes. So you're just kind of sparking ideas here, and then you'll just go from column to column, back and forth, wherever the inspiration strikes. And honestly, like, I feel kind of bad like going live and saying this, because it's easy. It's easy for me to say, and it's like, well, why didn't I think of that earlier? But it works. Setting that timer, keep going. You're just going to write down and write until the timer goes off. And then you stop, and then you count how many you have. And like I said, I came up with 68 meal ideas on my first try. And a lot of them are, pretty similar. So like the spaghetti and meatballs, and then the spaghetti with chicken, and all the different like pizzas, they're basically the same, but they're different. So count up how many meal ideas that you have. Number 5 is to add all of them to your regular meal rotation. So whether that is putting all these meal ideas like on a spreadsheet, if you're a spreadsheet kind of person, maybe it's Trello. If you like to put all of those meal ideas into Trello, I use Trello a lot for all of my meal planning actually. And I put all of my go-to recipes on there as well. So if you, let's say, you find a recipe for like a Mexican pizza or something. You wrote down Mexican pizza and you want to go ahead and make it. So you don't have to find all the recipes to go with these when you come up with the meal ideas. You put down the meal idea, and then when you finally make it, you go and search for a recipe, and then when you do find the recipe, you'll add the link right there, either in your Trello or on your spreadsheet or wherever. So that way, like if you like it, hey, it's always there for later. And that's how I do a lot of my meal planning, is if I find a recipe that I like, I will take the link and put it on that little card, like for the Mexican pizza or whatever, and then I save it over in my little column. And then it's there for me later when I want Mexican pizza again. Hey, there's that recipe that I found, and we loved it the last time. And don't think you have to do it all at once, because that is super overwhelming. Like trying to do 68 recipes all at once and trying to put them all in there, I'd get bored. I'd get overwhelmed. So instead, just do one at a time. Like if you're doing your meal planning, put them all in there. Use one of your ideas, add a link, and then boom, you've got your meal right there. So this PDF down there is in the description. Make sure you print it out and look at it, because right there is 68 meal ideas, and I bet you could probably come up with about 60 more or something like that. So what questions do you have on that? I mean, honestly, that was so easy I'm like, should I even go live and talk about this? But people need help coming up with meal ideas. I mean, that's my problem as well. Like, I would love to eat healthy, but I don't know how to come up with these ideas. I don't know what to make for dinner. So hopefully that helped. And since we're nearing the end of the month, and I'm talking about meal ideas anyway, we are coming up on a new month. May is like in 2 days. That's crazy. But I wanted to talk about the Busy Moms Healthy Meals Club, because these ladies also wanted meal ideas, and I actually do that every single week in the form of like an actual sample meal plan. Every single week is something different. You see all the nutrition info. It's breakfast, lunch, dinner, 2 snacks. It's all in there. Every single week, something new. They don't always follow the entire meal plan, but they still get like a few good recipes here and there that they'll try for the next week. This is just a group of ladies that want to eat healthier. Some of them want to lose weight. Some of them just want to change their habits and start creating healthier habits too. And we've seen some amazing progress in the past month. We've had a couple people lose a few pounds. I've seen a lot of growth mentally as well, and realizing that health is also more than just a number. Like I said, the weekly meal plans, all with grocery lists. The monthly theme for next month is water intake, because it is summertime, or summertime is coming up soon. Like it's going to be in the 80s and stuff next week too. So it's going to be hot. So keeping your water intake up high is super important throughout all the year actually. So I'm giving out tips and challenges to help us get our water intake up and hit our goal every single day. Oh my gosh, hold on. I've been talking all day. Oh my goodness. But these are designed to help you make progress one small step at a time. I'd love to have you join me. The link is in the description as well if you want to check it out. We would love to have you. But hey, that is all I have for you tonight. Like I said, I know it's really easy, but hopefully you got at least some meal ideas out of that PDF. And if you decide to do this for yourself, to set the timer and come up with your own meal ideas, I would love to see your paper or like a screenshot of your spreadsheet or something. So make sure if you do it, if you can take a picture of what you came up with and post it here in the group for us. Because I know if all of us get together and put like 30 meal ideas each, that's going to be like hundreds and hundreds of meal ideas. We're going to have enough meals to last us like the next year. It's going to be awesome. So I appreciate you all coming and listening. If you have any other questions, just leave a comment here. I will get back to it as soon as I can. But I appreciate you all. Hopefully you got some more meal ideas. I will see you all later. Have a great evening.